That'd be cool. Um, Yay. So, today's our first team call ever. Yay, it's really awesome. So the first thing I wanted to kind of go over is, first off, I just want you guys to know that this business is yours to run however you want to run it. So if you don't want to sell anything and if you don't want to build a team, you don't have to. That is entirely yours to do. And if you want to, then I want to provide as much tips and as help as I can. So my plan is to run these meetings, weekly based on the holiday schedule. And you jump on, you don't listen if you don't want to listen. It's entirely up to you, but I'm here to provide you information. I don't want anyone to feel that like I'm ever pressuring them to do one thing or the other. So that's my disclaimer. It's December, and December is holiday month, and it's a really tough month for anyone and everyone in the health and fitness industry. Other than sales, like retail type of stuff, it's a difficult month for people, and restaurants do pretty well. So it's a difficult, it's Rich said hi. It's a difficult month for everybody. So I wanted to come in here and kind of talk about some tips that I've experienced last year that can probably help you if you want to build your business. Because the thing about December is if you want to build your business and you don't work in December because you go on your own holiday, in January, when everybody is ready, they don't know that you're in business. So what I did last year and what I recommend everyone to do is to achieve Success Club early. And that is because once December 15 comes along, maybe December 20th, once the holidays get closer and closer, you lose people. You lose their attention. They're with their families. They're on vacation. They're taking plane rides all over the place. They're not at all focused on what's going on with you. So how I achieved Success Club last December was a lot of reaching out to people. We always talk about invite. This is the month that you can't put out an ad and expect people to reach out to you. It's like the main month you can't do that. You have to make a list and you have to be intentional about asking people to join your challenge group. So what I do is I have a list of people. I invited them to an event on Facebook. I created an event, invited them to the event. Some people said yes. That they were interested. I've reached out to them. If they don't get back to me and they don't purchase a challenge pack or whatever, I move on. And I keep adding people to that event. But even though they're not talking to me, like some people don't even see their events, I'm still reaching out to them because they may not see it. I was telling Tasha earlier that it's so easy, and you all know this, to pick up your phone and be like, oh, I'm going to do that thing. And then forget that you're doing that whatever thing, or you're going to write back to Maria, and you never do because life gets in the way and they forget, and then it's January 15th. However, if you sent that message to them, at least you're already a foot in the door. They know you're in business. So what I do is I just send them a message. Hey, how are you? How's it going? Check, make sure that they're like not going through something terrible in their life. Or that they're not, maybe they're pregnant, maybe they got sick, maybe whatever. Make sure that, the people that you're reaching out to, you have done some research on them and you know that they're perhaps more ready and willing than others. And hey, how are you? I don't know if this is for you or if you're interested, but we do have a challenge group coming up on X amount of date. And I'd love to know if you would be interested or if you know someone who would be interested. And that gets the ball going. That gets them talking. The thing I do is I try to make sure that I am as conversational with people as possible. So if someone says, no, I don't know anyone, cool. How's XYZ? I keep the conversation going because a lot of times they say no because they're busy, because they think they can't do something. And then the conversation will come right back around to the topic of, I want to lose weight, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then you can come back to, join my challenge group. Why haven't you joined my challenge group? We've been talking for like 15 minutes. Like, do it already. And you could be more upfront about the call, the call to action for them. And I do that with everybody. Even when someone says yes, I do not go, oh, great. Here's the link and move on. Okay, great. How's your daughter? And I keep the conversation going. Why? Because that person has the link, but have they purchased yet? No. They can forget. If they keep talking to me, they might get on their computer or order on the phone, and then we're talking through the process instead of them letting them kind of take the lead on that, and then they never order. And that's the same thing with the phone. If you're on the phone with someone and you say, hey, I'm going to send you this link, don't hang up with them then. Hey, did you get the email? Yeah, I got the email. All right, can you open the email? Cool. Can you check if the link works? Cool. Like, walk them through it. Because if you let them go, that's life. It's life. They hang up and they got a kid asking them something. Their boyfriend's asking them this. Their husband wants something. Their dad wants something. Like, everybody wants something out of from them, and they forget about what they were doing. December 25th comes along. You haven't sold the challenge pack. Your challengers are all up in the air. And then you have to have that uncomfortable conversation of, hey, remember that thing that I told you about? And nobody likes to have that conversation. So what I do is I just keep talking. I keep it so conversational. I try to make it as non-salesy as possible so that they just feel like, yeah, let's just keep talking. Like, what's going on? Da, da, da. And I ask a lot of questions. And believe it or not, I know sometimes we feel like we're being pushy when we ask a question, like, why? Or what kind of workout are you doing now? Or whatever it is that we're asking them. But most people don't get people to ask them any questions. When you're at work, people are asking you to do stuff. When you're at school, there's someone asking you to do stuff. When you are talking to a coach, they're asking you about you. So always think about that. Like, just ask questions about them. Keep the conversation going. So I work really hard to achieve Success Club early, especially this month. And then what I like to do and what worked really well for me in December was to take the second half of the month, and instead of just, saying I'm too busy or the holidays are here, I hit Success Club, I'm done, I used it to plan my year. And that worked really well for me because that was the time where I decided to figure out, well, who's my real target market? That was the time I decided to figure out what my free giveaway was going to be to people. That's the time I created the template for the clean eating group, the template for my challenge group. That's where I really took time finally to focus on my business. And that carried me on for the rest of the year. And it really helped. And it really helped in build systems. So that's a really good idea and something to think about for December. If your plan is to hit Success Club, for me, my plan is to hit Success Club on my birthday. Because once my birthday comes, December 11th, everybody wants to go out. Everybody wants to enjoy and take me out here and do this and do that. And then it's the holidays. So I need to make sure that I have that done for my business. For me personally, building my business and everything, it could be different for you, but for me, Success Club 10 is non-negotiable. And I will push to do that. So those are some tips on things to do in December and what to focus on. The other thing is that we have a product launch. And when you have a product launch, you have a lot of people with lots of eyes on the product and a lot of people who want to purchase it. I was talking to Audrey, some of the girls who are in my personally sponsored chat, saw that. Audrey's very adamant that we all need to be doing hammer and chisel. I will say that when I've done a product and done the workouts while the product is launching, it has been very well. P90X3, I did that and I had great results, and that took me through the entire quarter selling P90X3, which is actually a great product at the time to sell because it was $205 and people were like taking it because I showed them that it worked. So that's a reason why we want to always be proof of the product works. You can, I'm not going to say that you won't sell anything if you don't do the product. I mean, Beachbody On Demand has 2 versions of the workouts. You can try it. You should talk about it. You should share it. However, we know from history and everything like that, that when you actually do it yourself and you get results and you're able to talk about it and you're able to go through it like a challenger, it's a better and easier way to talk about it. I did not do the 21-day fix when it first came out, and I had a challenge group for it. I had like 12 challengers in there, and I couldn't answer any of their questions. I had bought it and it went on back order, and then I got frustrated and I canceled the order. And I was literally on chat like, Cherise, what does the yellow container do? And I'm like, Cindy, tell me about the purples. How many purples does someone get at this level? Because people are asking me stuff, and I was like, I don't know, and I had to do a whole lot of Google searching, where I should have just done the product. It was 21 days, like, for real. I should have just done it. So those are, tips. We do have a hammer and chisel group for Libra Legacy. I think in that group, there's going to be tons of information that's going to come out of that. Templates, all that stuff. We build it together. We work through it together. We kind of experience it as a group so that we can all run successful challenge groups. And I think Dalisa said she's officially starting it on December 7th. So if you get it, you actually, within 24 hours, get hammer and chisel on demand, and you can start it. And you can read through everything. It comes with all the material. So that's a thought. And it's also, a great way to be like, hey, I'm going to do hammer and chisel. Who wants to do it with me? And that's an awesome way to get challengers as well. For me, I'm going to be talking about with hammer and chisel. For me, I don't like to do much weight training. I've done it before and I've had great success, but I'm a cardio girl. I love to jump around and do power jumps and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be talking about how this tiny little dancer is going to be lifting weights. I'll be talking about waking up in the morning again and doing it in the morning and not jumping so much so my knees won't hurt so much. All of the things that I always talk about, my knees, my love for dance, etc., and kind of tailor it towards hammer and chisel, so that people who are like me, who love cardio, would be like, hey, if she's doing it, I should try it. So that is hammer and chisel. And then I was talking to Tasha earlier today, and I told her, I promised I'd talk about this a little bit more in the call, is that whole idea of your avatar. Everybody keeps talking about you need an avatar. You need a person that you're talking to. And I feel like we get caught up in that, right? We're like, oh my God, I need to have this specific target market, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at all of you, none of you look the same. Everyone's at different levels in their fitness, and everybody enjoys different things. So there's a piece of me that relates to all of you. And the main thing about the whole idea of having an avatar is go online when you post, speak to yourself. You are your avatar. Everything about you, someone else can relate to. So, for example, Wanda, you're a mom, you have a daughter. Your daughter works out with you, which is really cool. You like to dance. You know how to color your own hair. Like, you have all of these things about you that someone else would be like, oh man, like I do that too. Or I like to, I once was a colorist, or I went to beauty school or whatever, and then they can relate to you, follow your journey, etc. So the main goal is to just share. And when you do that, you're going to find your people. And yes, of course, when you first sign up for an Instagram account, you get like 10,000 bots that follow you. That's just the nature of opening an Instagram account. That's just the nature of going public on Instagram. You will have tons of Herbalife and Stella and Da, et cetera, people following you. But you will also get real people who want to just follow your journey. So don't get discouraged every time you get another message from someone from Herbalife or someone from another business asking you to go into business, because you already have a legit business. You can tell them, no, thank you. You want to hear about mine? Or, you know, that one person that joined, that did click and has been following, will eventually come around. And that's the thing. Like, we all come into business at different stages, right? Some of us, I went to school for marketing, so I understand marketing and I pick up on this stuff really well. But I didn't go to school for, well, I went to business school, but for marketing. So I really didn't listen to the other classes. So there's a lot of things I don't know about business. So it took me a little, you know, it took me a while to learn that as I went about going into this business. There's other people on the team who have had no business experience. Your entire time you've always worked for somebody else and you never ran anything on your own. So it's going to take you a little bit longer to figure that out, figure out time management, figure out how to run your business, how to communicate with people, all that stuff. Some people join and they've never used Facebook before. They've never used Instagram before. They have never cold called somebody before. And so they don't even understand how to have those kind of conversations. So then you decide to go into business with Beachbody. It's going to take you a little bit longer to learn all of those things. And that's perfectly okay, as long as you're learning and applying as you do. I think a lot of the times we get stuck at just the learning phase and we don't actually apply what we're learning. So for me personally, I'm like, I'll try whatever. Like, you tell me to do something, I'm like, sure, I'm gonna try it. And I'll try it if it's my personality or whatever, and it's not something that's like illegal. But I will go for it. And if it doesn't work and it flops, then I'm okay with that. But you have to find kind of your balance of what works for you. There's people who come into this business and they have run other successful businesses in the past. And, you know, they were managers of a huge company at some point. And so they come in, they have all these contacts, they become, you know, diamond really fast, they grow their business, and that's good for them. They already had all of the hardship, just in a different form. So never compare yourself to that. Back to Instagram before I lose that thought. This time of year is also a good time while you're working on that avatar, while you're working on that freemium, while you're working on all the other little things after you achieve Success Club, is to really start thinking about those hashtags that you can search. So instead of just putting them on your picture and hoping that someone clicks that hashtag, scrolls through all of the people using that hashtag and finds your beautiful image, use that hashtag and look for other people's images. Like those people's pictures. Comment on those people's pictures. Maria had asked me, how much time do I spend on Instagram doing that? I don't spend more than an hour. Typically, it's just like when I'm online for something, I'm just like, oh, Instagram, let me go on there and just look at hashtags and I'll click around. Or when I'm waiting for Rich to do something or whatever it might be, I'll just do that. We're constantly on social media, but I just put intention to it. And instead of scrolling blindly through my Instagram, I will, newlywed is a hashtag that I search a lot because I'm a newlywed. So I will go to the newlywed hashtag, look at all the people, see who's, I even, I'll follow photographers or communicate with photographers because they're in business, but they also have to stay healthy, especially in that field because you're always on your feet. So I will like pictures of women who are newlyweds or photographers who work with newlyweds, and I'll comment on their pictures, and then they come over to my page and then they talk to me and we connect that way. And I've made it, this is a good time to make it a habit to do that wherever you are. We're always looking at our phones anyway. Sadly, we always are. So might as well do it with intention instead of doing it because you need to look at your phone. And trust me, when you start doing that, just putting interest on everybody else instead of being like putting a hashtag and hoping somebody finds you, when you start to place interest on others and really looking and commenting with, does your hour include inviting? With intention, then people will be like, oh, she's actually interested in me. Like, I never comment on a picture and say that I like something if I really don't like it. Because that's mean. I mean, that's like, that's just not putting much thought to it. That's just begging for someone to come to my page, which is not what I like to do. So I like to actually show interest. I don't invite on Instagram. So for me, Instagram is a way to get people to look at me. And once they're on my page, then communicate with me. So I like to have, I like to try to put together Instagram posts that will get someone to comment or like a picture, and then calls to actions to get them over to my Facebook page. And then on my Facebook page is where I do all my inviting. I used to invite on Instagram, but then it got all weird before the new update, and I stopped. And since then I haven't, because all the invitations that I get on Instagram are from other network marketing people who do a really bad job at it. So I just stay away from it. But that doesn't mean you have to stay away from it. I do, because I'm like, they ruined it for all of us. But I am going to, that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to unmute you, or you can unmute yourself. And if you have specific questions or something you want to talk about, let me know. Anyone? Maria's thinking about something.
I feel like I don't have a choice right now with
For what?
Well, actually, okay. So yesterday was the first time ever that I took your advice. I didn't invite on Instagram, but I built a really cool rapport with that girl from Canada that I was asking you about.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, let's be friends on Facebook. And she's like, okay. And then we've been talking on Facebook.
Yeah. The reason I like Facebook is nothing other than I like Messenger better than the Instagram version.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because it's just been much better put together. I think eventually the Instagram Messenger will look like the Facebook Messenger, but it's not there yet.
Yeah.
And messages get lost. The other thing is, there are things you put on Facebook, like links to magazine articles and all that stuff, that you can't put on Instagram. So that person jumps on, they think you're interesting, and now they see all the other cool stuff. Oh my gosh, she's so funny. She puts all this cool stuff. They see what you're doing, and they're more likely to get to know you, and build some trust in you. Because that's, at the end of the day, what you want to do is not, you don't want to be this cool person that they don't trust, right? You want to be somebody that people are like, oh my God, like I totally get her, and I want to work with her.
Yeah. So, and you can also see what I know. And you can also see what they're putting up too.
Right. It's easier to see that on the Facebook newsfeed than it is on the Instagram newsfeed. And then, on my Facebook, I have on my Instagram, on my profile, I have my website. But I didn't have it like that always. I used to have the link to Facebook. And I used to just tell people, friend me over at Facebook, look at my link on my profile. And then they would. now I have my website because I just want people to see what I have on there more. But sometimes I'll put up Facebook so that they can friend me. Like I just always switch it back and forth to whatever the goal of the message is.
Okay. So like yesterday, she kind of said like she was interested in the 21 Day Fix, that her friend had told her about it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't invite her to anything. And then, it was getting late and she was like, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow, whatever. Have a good night. So like, if I want to talk to her today, I don't know how to get that conversation started because she's a stranger.
Right.
Still kind of like, how do you do that?
How did I do it with you? We did it over email.
I know.
I would just email you like, hey, I was just like, I just wanted to talk to you. I really liked you. So I was like, I really like her. I want to be her friend.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I would just go back to, hey, like just like, hi, what's up? How's your day? How'd your day go today? Maybe you want to wait a day to do that.
Yeah.
So you don't look too pushy or whatever.
I don't want to come off like pushy.
Yes. But remember, this is like, it's like making a new friend, I don't know about you guys, but in college, especially, and actually still in adulthood now too. When I meet somebody that I really like, I personally don't really hold back on wanting to hang out with them. I'm like, oh my God, you're so cool. Like, I want to be your friend. I remember like my best friend, actually, I'll just talk about Charisse because Charisse is my upline. We met in college. We met in the car. Some girls were like, oh, we're going to a club. Do you want to go to this club? And I said, yes. And she was driving the car, Charisse. And I had never met her before. I got in the car because that's what you do when you're like 18 years old. I got in the car. We went out to the city. We went dancing. Like the next day, I was like, what are we doing now? Because I really liked her and it was fun to dance with her and everything. So I was like, I want to keep hanging out with you. And she was like, oh, well, I'm going here and da-da-da. And I was just like, can I come? Can I do that too? Or do you want to hang out with me and my friends? I feel like as we get older and then when we get into something like a business like this, we tend to all of a sudden get really like too aware of ourselves.
Yeah.
And we forget that there's just like relationship building. And when you do that and you're just like a normal person who's just trying to get friends, it just works. Like, I got this actually from Laura Dalpini. Laura D on Insta. She always, her line is be my friend. That's her line. She's like, I'm going to Indiana. Who wants to be my friend? I'm coming here. Who wants to be my friend? And that's like her line. And even
she's like the sweetest person on the face of this planet.
You're like the sweetest person on the face of this planet. She's a Beachbody coach just like the rest of us, but she's managed to just, keep it very friendly with people. And people are like, oh my gosh, she's so nice.
They love that. Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to stop being so like hyper aware.
Okay.
Like, oh my God, I'm a coach now. I can't say these things.
They're going to see right through me. Yeah. Okay. I shall keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So I bought the hammer and chisel.
Okay.
And I'm planning on starting it. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be here the 14th or whatever. So I have, I think 4, maybe 5 people going to be in my challenge group that I'm starting on the 14th.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I'm super excited. It should be good. Hopefully, we'll see. Yeah, it will be good.
It will be good.
And then, so when you were talking about the new product launch and all that, because like I notice when I've ordered my products, it takes a little bit longer over here to get. And so I don't know if I want to, like, I don't know if I should be talking about, I'm starting this hammer and chisel thing. Woo! Who wants to join me? Because my challenge group's starting on the 14th, and I don't want people to be like, yeah, totally. And then they're going to get their product on the 18th or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, they could go on to Beachbody On Demand as soon as they order it, and they could get that for free for 30 days. So all they would have to do is cancel it once they get the actual product.
Okay.
They could start that way. The other thing, and you were in my size one, so I did that prep week where we just kind of like got used to being in the group and talking to one another, and I asked you guys questions. So if someone, because people order whenever. You say you have a group on the 14th and they order on the 13th. They're like,
Right.
where's my product? So for those people, you could be like, all right, well, you don't have your product yet. It hasn't arrived. Let's start prepping you to get into the habits of coming into the group and posting and checking in. And I still want you to work out. So you can tell them, ask them, well, what kind of workout are you going to do? And just kind of like excite them about it. But we now have Beachbody On Demand, and that's such a lifesaver for the delays, because people can just jump right on within 24 hours.
Cool. Okay. So kind of still try to do that, still talk about it as I'm starting it right now.
Yeah, I mean, because you're doing it, so you might as well talk about it.
Okay. And then, like, since I'm so new to this, I'm still trying to like navigate through Beachbody.
Yeah.
And so I tried to check out Beachbody On Demand. And does it come with like a calendar that tells you what to work out on for hammer and chisel?
Yeah. So on the right side, when you signed in and you went to hammer and chisel, you clicked on it, on the right side, you should have seen an icon that said calendar on it. And it should pop up like a PDF on in another window.
Yeah.
Just hammer and chisel itself?
Yeah, on the actual workout. There's if it's there already.
Okay.
When did you order it?
I ordered it like on the 1st. So
okay, so it should be there. I know some people were having trouble with it appearing on there.
I'll try to look for it again.
Yeah, but once you click on the actual hammer and chisel, open it up, it has all the workouts, and you don't know which one to do. On the right side, it has the calendar.
Okay.
It also has the full meal plan on there.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah, so you literally can just use that. You don't even have DVDs.
Cool.
But
look, it looks like
you will get a nice glossy thing.
Can you see it or no?
No.
No,
it's nice and bright.
Hold on.
Is that on your iPad?
Yeah. It's like right underneath. You'll see like a little picture of a calendar.
Okay. Because when I was clicking on it, like I couldn't actually see that, like it was just like the try me version of hammer and chisel. It wasn't actually like the.
When did you try it?
This afternoon.
Oh.
Let me see if I could sign on to mine. So this is, see if I could share. Share screen. Yes. Okay, so this is my Beachbody On Demand. So my purchase program, Hammer and Chisel, is on the top. Where I guess you saw it here in the sneak peeks.
Yeah.
And
like
then
I didn't see the purchase programs thing.
No. It took a little bit to get there, but it should get there.
Okay, so hopefully.
And then you can go to this, and all of the workouts are here. And then on the right side is where you see the calendar and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have it in French as well.
Lovely. I can't speak French, but if I ever wanted to learn, that would be wonderful.
And I think they're going to, for anyone who knows people who speak Spanish, Beachbody On Demand is going to start having the subtitles.
Nice. Yeah, I was reading a question and answer thing about that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Cool.
I think it'll be cool for people who just prefer another language. Like they can speak English, but they kind of prefer to see things in another language.
Yeah. I'm a Spanish minor, so maybe that'll get me to understand it better.
That's awesome. Math and Spanish.
Yeah.
I suck at math.
That's what most people say.
Oh my
I thought
God.
I was good at math until I got to university. And now I don't. But it's okay.
Yeah. I actually was really good at math until I had a really bad teacher in high school, my third year of high school. And she messed me up.
Traumatized you?
So far behind. I was like, what am I doing? And after that, like, now people talk to me about numbers and I'm like,
That sucks.
like, I can't, I have no idea what you're talking about. But you won't be that teacher.
No, I'm going to be a good one. Hopefully.
You won't confuse everybody in high school.
No.
It was terrible. So yeah, does anybody have any other questions? Wanda, do you have a question? Tasha?
No questions today. But thank you so much for explaining the avatar a little more, because I was totally confused when whoever was explaining it on that video.
Oh, hey.
Hello. No, I don't have a question though.
Hey.
I know.
Your face.
I was cooking, so I didn't want to be all distracting and crazy. But I'm
Got
done.
it. So yeah, Wanda, it's really, I mean, you have like such an awesome avatar. Like, sometimes I want to take everything you say and put it in a post, because everything you say is so inspirational all of the time.
It is.
I mean, like, you are making it happen with your workouts. And then you'd be like, you post things about not wanting to do something, but doing it anyway, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I want to like package all of that and put it somewhere. It's so awesome. You just need to share it more.
I know.
I think like, and I know for you personally, it's like the whole taking the pictures and being in front of the camera and that kind of stuff is intimidating, but this is your business. So you are for your business, and you don't want, Autumn Calabrese to be the face of your business. You want it to be you. You want people to relate to you. So just keep practicing that. Put yourself in front of the camera, and you don't even, I used to tell Maria, like, just talk to the phone. You don't even have to post it. Just get used to talking to something so that you can then, get it across. Like, look at this. I never done a team call before, and I just did it, I just kind of have to like, you're like bursting. I just see you bursting all the time, and I'm just like, Wanda! You're just so wonderful.
A Wanda bomb.
No, seriously. And the challenge group that we have, me and Wanda and Tasha, like, Tasha and I are barely in there. Like, Wanda runs the challenge group. She is the boss in that challenge group. Awesome. And it's just like, everybody's like, Wanda, you're so inspiring. Wanda. And I'm just like, this woman is amazing.
She
you
is.
really are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I can't wait till you like just put it out there outside of the private groups.
I know.
That's where it's at. And you've done this stuff before. So, I think we do things a little bit different with Beachbody. And I know, as coaches, we rely on the internet and social media a lot. But it's actually, a pro, because I've done network marketing before, and they used to want you to like sit down at coffee shops with people. And I was like, I can't do that. I don't have the time to do that. And I can't like physically sit down with every single person. We have the opportunity now to be online and connect with people from all over the place. And then you're like shrinking every day. That video you posted of you doing size doesn't even look like you anymore.
I know. I was looking at it. I'm like, that doesn't look like me, but I know it's me.
Yeah, like that. And that wasn't that long ago.
It was August.
Yeah. So that wasn't very long ago. And like the change has been, noticeable. So just imagine if you keep documenting next December, I don't even know what you're going to look like, Wanda.
I don't know, because I'm going to try, the hammer and chisel. I saw Maria doing her little thing today on the Zoom thing. I'm like, oh, okay, I could do that somewhat.
It was hard.
It was.
Anya and Wanda both messaged me. That looks so hard. It was.
I saw some of Audrey's husband doing it, and I was like, can I really do it?
And I did, because I got the bonus one. By mistake, I ordered the wrong one. It's 4 exercises, but they kick your butt. I would say it's like, I was explaining to the girls, like when you watch personal trainers at a gym and their format, and like they do like a lot of plyometrics. It's like a mix of plyo and weights. And it's like back and forth, back and forth.
So you're like burning.
Yes, you're like dying because she does a lot of like lunge jumps and squat jumps.
I hate that.
I thought I was going to get away from jumping, but I guess not. So like she does that and then weights and then jumping and then weights. So it's good.
So I'm guessing most of Autumn's workouts are the jump ones. And Sagi is more of the
It's like powerlifting. Yeah. I think
I don't think
one
Sagi
cardio.
can jump.
You know what? In this video, he was jumping higher than Autumn.
Oh,
wow.
She was like, oh shit, I gotta catch up. It was funny. They're funny together. Huh? I'm sorry.
No, I said something too. I'm like, I feel so bad. Like, I mean, not like Sagi is gonna be watching my team call, but like that's so that's so mean.
No, but he was like jumping higher than Autumn. I was impressed with him.
That's cool. He just seems like a pure muscle. Like I would think gravity holds him down. I mean, he's like steel. Like that guy is big.
Yeah, he's huge. I was like in awe with him at Super Saturday when he was there. I was like, oh my God, is that even real? But yeah, they're good. I like it.
Cool. All right, so I don't want to keep us any longer. I'm looking forward to doing these every Thursday. So come with questions. If you have ideas for topics, please ask. If you want to run one, do that. If you want to practice talking to people, we can do that. Sometimes people do power hours during these, or overcoming objections, and we just could practice those. I know that's sometimes intimidating, but we're all here. So we could just kind of think about different topics and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Good night. Thank
you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.